Welcome to the first Jo Firecast. I'm your host, Jo Firestone. This is going to be a hot night. We have sent producers out into the field to fireplaces across the globe to capture the sounds of the hottest burning wood. And we had them film it on their phone. So we're going to watch these fires together with commentary in real time by me, Jo Firestone. A few guests will join me over the course of this journey, but for now, get comfortable. Let's get into some fires. Not into them, into watching them. Okay, we're going to start with Canada. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Here are the stats. The wood type is a wood of unknown origin, plus a fire log to get things started. The site of the fire is the living room of a home in the middle of the countryside, surrounded by farmland. Type of fireplace, brick chimney. Smell, woody, warm, and smoky. This looks like a pretty solid fire. The exact location of this fireplace is Baltimore, Ontario, Canada. Maple is the national tree of Canada, and maple wood burns hot and slow. Fire pokers are also called stokers. The average length of a stoker is 24 to 42 inches. Might be worth noting this fire was started with a fire starter. The famous Duraflame log is made of sawdust, wax, and quote-unquote unique fibers. If you're interested, there's a load of recipes on the internet about how to make your own fire starter. Lots of people use lint. Duraflame was obviously founded in 1972 by California Cedar Products Company. They recycled the sawdust from their wood manufacturing products and blended it with petroleum wax. At this point, we do not have sponsorships from Duraflame, but I'm open to it. Now, you might have heard of the folk hero lumberjack Paul Bunyan, but the most famous Canadian lumberjack is Big Joe. Joseph Montferrand was a French-Canadian logger. That's all I got on lumberjack stats for Canada. And that fire is going strong. Seems like the construction was really thoughtful. This seems like a pretty good home. I would say that stoker is about 42 inches. You can hear the flames kind of licking the wood. That's that kind of tap-tap noise. Sorry about that. Just getting a little relaxed with the fire, and then the dog screams. That's how it goes. Oh, right there, that was a little bit of a flame up, but the wood is obviously still pretty sturdy and well formed. This is a log that's going to burn slow, as you can see, but the fire is of medium height. It does seem like it's at a manageable level. It's completely under control, but I would not say underwhelming. This is a really good Canada fire. I am joined now by Eugene Merman, and Eugene, you're a comedian, right? Yeah.
Yes, I am.
And you're a part of Bob's Burgers as the voice of Gene, but today I'm going to figure out what you think about this German fire. So, you wanna? If you wanna, I can tell you the stats.
Yeah, I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear the kind of big picture, the macro rundown of this.
All right. So this wood type is beech. Forgive me.
Beach.
It's beech.
I was gonna
Uh,
say this looks like beach from where I am.
it's definitely beech.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And that's a kind of wood that's
mm,
not birch. Beech wood. I've heard
beech
of beech
wood,
wood.
like the gum. And
Yeah.
so, this is in Berlin, Germany,
Yep.
and it's the site of the
Known for
fire.
its beaches.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you haven't had a beach, if you haven't leaned against a beach in Berlin, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
You're
This is
you're
in a
not at
living
a
room.
rave.
Yeah, well, this is a ceramic fireplace in a living room in East Berlin, an
Yep.
apartment, and the smell, if you could imagine it, is toasty.
Nice.
Yeah,
I do imagine this is nice. Look, East Berlin sounds like it has some very warm, cozy apartments. If this fire is to be believed,
yeah, for real. Now, I do want to know, do you have a fireplace?
I do have a fireplace. Yeah.
You ever cook? I know you're a cook. You cook on fire?
When I was a kid, I loved taking baked potatoes and putting them in tin foil and putting them in our fireplace and cooking them. Though I cook by a fire on occasion, I don't cook in my sealed fireplace. It would be unconducive to that. But I do dream of one day having some sort of open fireplace where I could maybe put a pot of chili on some sort of iron hanging thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
some sort of giant central fireplace that's like one of the fireplaces in the kitchen and the other part of it is in the living room because it's so central. But I think I'm just describing like a village from 1620, some sort of something that maybe I don't know. I guess a king's chef would have.
yeah, I'm picturing a witch, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. So maybe in the kitchen you cook children.
Yeah.
On the other side, apples.
Apples, yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you say if you had to guess the most? Oh, all right. Well, that's our time.
Yep. Yep.
I
Oh.
guess if you have anything to, I mean, I guess I'll leave you with this. There's a creature called the Wolpertinger.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now it's got 4 parts of an animal that's said to inhabit the forests of southern Germany. What parts do you think they are?
4 parts of 4 different animals, or
Uh-huh.
like a wolf that's like not all there. I guess I'm gonna assume it's 4 different animals,
Uh-huh.
and it's so I'm gonna say wolf is one of them.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say some sort of just like a auto mechanic, maybe the arms of an auto mechanic, the head of an owl, or the wings. I guess the head or wings. I guess depends. Probably more the wings because the wolf probably is the head. The wolf's the
Uh-huh.
head. Otherwise, you're just like the paws of a wolf. Who needs that? Okay, so we got the arms of an auto mechanic, the wings of an owl, the head of a wolf, and one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then I guess like the tail of a German donkey. Is
Very
that
close. Very
very
close.
oh, very close?
Wolpertinger, head of a rabbit,
Okay,
body
yep,
of a squirrel,
yep,
antlers of a deer,
uh-huh.
and the wings of a pheasant.
Oh, I feel like what I described looked different, but less so than you'd
Yeah.
see the two and you'd think they live together.
Oh yeah, they're
You'd be
friends.
like, these are roommates in an apartment in East Berlin having a cozy fire. That's what you would think.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Now,
Yeah,
Eugene, thank you so much for joining me today, and enjoy that fireplace of your own.
I will. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, we're in Vermont now. Here are the fire stats for Vermont. The wood type is kiln-dried cordwood. The location is Norwich, Vermont. The site of the fire is an old salt shed in the backyard right up against the woods that the people turned into a party barn with a couch, a ring toss game, a small bar, etc. A salt shed is where people store salt to salt their long driveway or country road during the winter. Type of fireplace, it's a wood stove they got for $100 on Craigslist. And the smell is warm, log cabin-esque, and woodsy. Here's something you might not know. Vermont is known as the Green Mountain State. There are a lot of trees there. The sugar maple is the state tree of Vermont. 1 out of every 4 trees in Vermont is a sugar maple. Most sugar maples produce between 5 to 15 gallons of sap per season. And it takes 40 gallons of sap to produce just 1 gallon of maple syrup. In 2022, Vermont maple syrup production totaled 2.55 million gallons according to the USDA. Wowee. Maple wood makes for good firewood with a heating value of 2,820 kilowatt hours per cubic meter. That is good, I am told. Vermont castings makes a cast iron stove popular with Vermonters. This stove appears to be of unknown origin, apparently bought off Craigslist for $100. What a steal. If you were wondering, a new Vermont castings wood stove can cost upwards of $1,800. Hot damn. Lots of people think about Ben & Jerry's ice cream when they think about Vermont. They are not a sponsor. Again, I'm open to it. Ben & Jerry's gives their ice cream waste to local farmers who feed it to their hogs. Apparently, pigs don't like mint Oreo. Vermonters love ice cream. In Vermont, soft-serve ice cream is called a creamy, and it's the maple creamy with maple sugar on top that rules supreme. Other important things to know about Vermont. Vermont banned billboards in 1968. So you can just concentrate on the trees as you drive down I-89. There are more than 100 covered bridges in Vermont, but no, the bridges of Madison County was not set in Vermont. It was set in Iowa. The coldest temperature ever recorded in Vermont is negative 47 degrees Fahrenheit. The entire state of Vermont has just one area code, 802. Snow golf, an actual sport, was invented in Vermont. Well, there's a mysterious monster named Champ that lives in Champlain Lake. Okay, I'm feeling a bit parched. I'm gonna go get myself a cup of tea. I'll be back. All right, I guess that wraps up Vermont. Now I'm here with two 7-year-old twins. What are your names?
Winnie Gus.
Winnie and Gus. Right, and you two, have you ever been to New Zealand?
No.
You have any experience with fire?
I don't know.
Gus, what are your thoughts about fire? 3 words to describe fire.
Woody, fiery, stony.
All right, Winnie, how about you?
I think it's pretty.
Pretty. Right, totally. So, what kind of wood is being used in this fire?
Split
You had to
tree.
guess?
Split tree.
Excuse-
Split pine.
Yeah, it is a split pine.
Pine.
Yes,
Split
it is a
pine.
kiln-dried
The
split pine.
greatest amidst of all trees.
And if you had to guess, which room is this in the house?
Living room. Diner room. Living room.
It is the living room. Yeah. Now, would you say this fire is going strong or on its way out? What would you predict is about to happen?
Out the chimney. Oh, it's about to start a fire that's gonna burn down the whole entire house.
Okay, that's pretty grim.
It's hot.
Yeah, that looks like it's burning pretty hot. Yeah. How would you describe the noises if you had to do kind of an impression of the noises?
Lightly crackling. Yeah, lightly crackling.
If you did an impression of a fire right now, what would you do?
Smell it.
Okay.
Smell
Would you, I guess just fire safety question, would you stick your hand in there?
it. No.
Nice.
So you could stick a fire extinguisher in there?
How do you
Almost
make a fire? How do you make a fire?
You use wood, lighter, a lighter, and a soda.
And a starter. Yeah, for sure. And would you say your parents let you play with matches?
No.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. What would you say this fire smells like, if you had to guess? It's in New Zealand.
Pine. Farts. That's not fart.
What did you say?
Fart.
What did
I
you say?
think it smells like pine.
Gus, what did you say?
Fart.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said, did you say bark? Or did you say
Fart.
farts? You said farts?
No. I think it smells like pine.
Thank you. Thank you, Winnie. Do you know who is New Zealand's most famous wood chopper?
No.
Guess,
Galileo?
guess what his name is.
Galileo?
Not Galileo, no. It's Jason Wynyard. You know he won over 100 world titles in the sport of wood chopping?
No.
How many trees do you think you could chop down?
One. And I think he must have gone a whole lot of splinters.
Yes, probably.
I have a splinter too.
I'm sorry about that. Well, listen, thanks for being here with me, and happy holidays. All right, now we're in Michigan. This is a Michigan fire. My guest for this segment was a real-life lumberjack, but unfortunately he canceled to go to the farmer's market, and that's where he sells his wooden objects. That's a shame, but also good for him. Let's get into the stats. All right, this is the wood type is oak hardwood. The location is Detroit, Michigan. The site of the fire is a living room of a 3,500 square foot Victorian mansion built in 1903. The type of fireplace is a brick chimney, and the smell is like camp, like childhood. And now for some facts about Michigan, but also lumberjacks. The state tree is the eastern white pine. It was adopted as the official state tree on March 4th, 1955. Michigan was the leading lumber producer in America from 1869 until 1900. During that time, forests were clear-cut and fortunes were made. White pine was Michigan's green gold. Another lumberjack stat. It's been estimated that the lumberjacks during Michigan's logging heyday consumed between 4,000 and 6,000 calories a day. Today, the lumberjack breakfast at Lumberjack Food and Spirits in West Branch, Michigan is 2 large farm fresh eggs, 2 jumbo sausage links, smoked ham, unknown quantity, 2 hickory smoked bacon strips, homemade toast, unknown bread type, and golden hash browns. I couldn't get confirmation on how many calories that is. Lumberjacks are infamous for eating pancakes. Pancake Day, also known as Shrove Tuesday, falls each year 47 days before Easter Sunday. This year, that's February 28th, 2024. Common lumberjack equipment includes the axe and the crosscut saw. Axe is pretty well known. Many people don't know about the crosscut saw. I'm just getting word that a female lumberjack is called a lumberjill. That seems hard to believe. But if it's written, I'll read it. This is a fire from Argentina, and I'm joined now by my friends Bibby Elvers. Can you see the fire, Bibby?
I can hear you.
Can you see the fire?
Well, I can see the fire. It's a fascinating fire.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a wood of unknown origin, and the location is Buenos Aires, Argentina. It's the living room of a home, and the type of fireplace is basic chimney, white painted surroundings. Have you been to Argentina?
That looks like it. Very sharp edges. The flames.
Is this kind of your ideal fireplace?
Well, it's a very nice fireplace, based on the fire. The fireplace itself is simple. I think I happen to prefer something a little more woodsy, not woodsy, but a little more, with, how do I describe it, with big rock on the sides, framing the being inside the fireplace when it's on inside. This one's very nice for a modern setting, and I do like things that are modern. But there's something about an old fireplace that has the big rocks that really makes it for me.
Yeah, I hear you. Do you have a fireplace?
In a New York City apartment? Not exactly. No. Although I do know people who have them that actually burn wood, but not the people, but the fireplace.
Okay.
But no, I don't have them. Not in my apartment.
Now, this, if you could see kind of the action here, there's like kind of a pink interior. Do you see that pink interior?
Pink? Well, absolutely.
Yeah, what do you think that is?
Well, it's not magma from a volcano, but it reminds me of magma from a volcano, except it's not as thick looking. It has a very airy look to it. It also looks like a face if you look at it.
Where are you seeing the face?
Well, from the left to right, you see the eye up at the eye level, and you see something that looks like could be a nose, and then an open mouth, looking to the right, looking to its left, looking to my right, and that mouth is spewing flame. But I bet you that'll change once things change. The sounds of it are interesting.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you make of the sounds?
Well, Joe, you know my thing about breakfast cereal, and It's like snap, crackle, and pop, and it really reminds me of that with the words. The words, of course, cereal doesn't snap, crackle, and pop, but fireplaces definitely do, and this one really is making a lot of noise.
I agree with you. Yeah, when's the last time you got into a bowl of Rice Krispies and milk?
It's more or less, but this one's got a long time to go. Looks
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of early in the game.
All right, well, thank you, Bibby, for joining us today. Do you have any plans to be around fires in the next couple days?
What what I was just thinking is I'll never see another fireplace the same way again.
I'm so glad you could join us. I will also look at fireplaces in a different way after this. Thank you. Thank you. All right, and now we're at England. Let's get into some facts. The wood type is oak and beech and twigs. The location is Binham, near Fakenham in Norfolk, UK. The site of the fire is the living room of a 17th century cottage. Type of fireplace is iron jetmaster, custom built for the 17th century Inglenook fireplace. I'll be honest, I know about every third word I'm saying. The smell is delicious and resinous. Alright, so let's get into some facts and figures. The oak is the national tree of England. Apparently the oak is the national tree of at least a ton of countries here. A lot of European countries. Germany, England, France, Belarus, Croatia, Denmark, Ireland, Lithuania, Latvia, Moldova, Poland, Romania, Serbia, and get this, the United States. The first chimney started to appear in Britain around 1200. The oldest existing chimney in Britain is a Conisbrough Castle in Yorkshire that dates back to 1185. Wow. Before chimneys, fires just burned openly in the middle of the house. Dangerous. The most famous English chimney sweep is probably Bert the Sweep from Mary Poppins, played by America's sweetheart Dick Van Dyke. It is commonly accepted by English people that Dick Van Dyke's fake English Cockney accent is the worst fake accent of all time. In 2017, at the age of 91, Dick Van Dyke finally formally apologized to BAFTA, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, for his horrendous Cockney accent as Bert the Sweep. Traditionally, English chimney sweeps dress in top hats and tails. Why? One apocryphal story is that in the 1700s, King George was riding his horse down some road and a dog startled his horse, and it just happened that a chimney sweep was nearby to grab the reins and calm the horse. King George then declared, as kings do, that sweeps would wear top hats. Top hats were just for gentry and royals at that time. King George also apparently declared chimney sweeps to be lucky. In England, it's also considered lucky for a bride to see a chimney sweep on their wedding day. Some brides even hire chimney sweeps to attend their weddings. You can hire Sooty the Sweep for your wedding in Dorset, England. You can find Sooty at www.sootythesweep.com. Sooty is not a sponsor for the Firecast. Again, I'm open to it. If anyone listening would like to sponsor the Firecast, please visit prettygoodfriends.com. Alright, now we're into Poland. Let's start with the stats. The wood type is acacia and pine. That's the Latin name is Pinus sylvestris, and that's both of those are wood. The location is Lasky, Poland. I'm not sure where Lasky is. I'll look it up. Alright, so not. It's a village. It's a village in Poland. Looks like it's kind of just a little bit northeast of, no, northwest of Warsaw. All right. So it's a okay. This is it's a village in The Warsaw District, the living room of a detached house. The type of fireplace, it's a Norwegian brand, Jotol fireplace, made mostly of cast iron. And the smell is nice, natural, wooden smell. The dry pine burns with a long flame that is quite bright. And in olden days, apparently people used to burn pine to get enough light to work by. I would imagine that it smells good. The best known Norwegian Jotol, let's look how to pronounce it, Jotol cast iron stove is the 602. The brand has been around since 1853. And there's a motif on the side of the stove that's the Norwegian coat of arms featuring a lion holding an axe. Little known fact, in Poland, seeing a squirrel on a roof is a harbinger of a fire. So, watch out for that. I'm learning that kerosene lamps were invented in Poland, as were windshield wipers. Okay, also cotton swabs. A lot of stuff's coming out of Poland. Yeah. Okay, also bulletproof vests. I guess this is a good time to say that my family's from Poland. Also vitamins. I'm learning that vitamins are from Poland. It does seem like vitamins are pretty... Alright, that's what it says. Okay, and we're moving on. Now we're on to Sweden, and Rune Muklebust is joining me. He is a TV producer in Norway, where he's famous for producing a much-beloved 12-hour live special featuring Norwegians cutting and stacking wood for 4 hours and then 8 hours of burning fire. Alright, now you produced a 12-hour TV program in Norway about wood cutting. Do you cut your own wood?
Oh yes, definitely. I do. Almost the whole process. I don't do the trees, but when they're first down, then I get in and I do the rest of the job.
Alright, and just in terms of stacking, kind of, is it, how do you stack your logs? Is it backside up or down?
It's, the Norwegian population is a bit divided on that subject because some of us stack it with the bark facing up and some with the bark facing down. It's more for the drier parts, the inland parts of Norway. They stack it with the bark facing down because it doesn't rain much. But here on the western coast of Norway, there's a lot of rain, so I'm used to stack it with the bark facing up. But actually, I mix those two because the most important thing when you stack it inside your house is that it's stable. So sometimes the bark on the side, the bark on the underside, on the top, depends.
And this is a Swedish fire. How does this compare to a Norwegian fire?
It is, as far as I can see, it's fairly similar. I would maybe put some more logs on it. It's a bit small, a little bit sort of a weak fire maybe, but sounds really good though.
Yeah, and this is in a kitchen, I believe. It's in a brick chimney, and the wood type. Could you guess what the wood type is if you had to guess?
Well, I know there's in this part of Sweden. I know there's a lot of oak, and a lot of pine as well. But I think because I've just got some oak wood myself, and I haven't. It's still drying. I haven't tested it yet. So I'll go for oak. I hope it's oak.
I'm sorry, it's birch.
The most common one, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you have a fireplace as well? You have a fireplace?
Oh yes, of course.
What
yeah,
kind of fireplace?
Several. Not an open like this one. It's more. It's an oven with a window in it, so I can. It burns a little bit better than these open fires like this. And in my cabin, we've actually installed some very old ovens, like almost 100 years old. I've actually restored a couple of them myself. One, in the kitchen, there's one very low that you can put your plates on, and that's a beautiful little
Get
thing.
the plates hot.
Yeah. You can cook on it, actually. I haven't done that so much. It's most for just getting the kitchen warm.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh.
Can Americans check out your TV special?
I think so. I think it's there's no what do you call it, geo block on it, so you can watch it all over the world. I think so.
It's a really beautiful idea for a program, and I can't wait to watch it. Can you leave us now with a Norwegian wood poem that if you have one handy?
Oh yeah, I have one. There's a Norwegian poet and writer. His name is Hans Børli, and he actually was a lumberjack. And he's written this poem about firewood. The scent of fresh wood is among the last things you will forget when the bale falls. The scent of fresh white wood in the spring summertime, as though life itself walked by you with dew in its hair. That sweet and naked smell, kneeling woman, soft and blonde in the silence inside you, using your bones for a willow flute. With a hard frost beneath your tongue, you look for fire to light the word. And now, mild as southern wind in the mind, there's still one thing in the world you can trust.
Thank you. Well, we've come to the end of this first Firecast. Thank you for sharing this night with me. I certainly am leaving with a warm feeling and a newfound appreciation for dry wood. And although my blazing hot commentary has come to an end, you can watch these Yule Log Fires commentary-free on loop. Find a link to the commentary-free Firecast in the comments below. Put it on for your holiday party. Wow your guests with some brilliant fire stats that you've learned. Also, don't miss out on Volume 1 of Yule Log Jamz. It's an album of the sounds of these global fires that you can stream on Spotify, or better yet, download it at www.prettygoodfriends.com. It's the perfect holiday gift for anyone who enjoys a good fire. Thank you, and happy holidays.